industry. You really don't need experts, so you give it out to few people to break open and find defects, and you're also paid by the defects you find, the number of defects. So this is one concept. I don't know how much it will take off, but if you look at some of the companies, both UTest and Mobile for Hire, fairly evolved business model, multiple applications, very well covered, and a lot of testers do subscribe to it. So if somebody is looking at sitting at home and doing testing, maybe that's a way. I think this model can also come up over time, actually. Now, coming to this test process and certification, just to cover from what Rex was covered basically in the morning. One thing that we are seeing is the test process. Testing models. Now, there are multiple frameworks for testing models available in the industry, and we wanted to cover one of them that is kind of adopted in a bigger way right now. So there is TMMI from TMMI Foundation, TPI, ISO 9126, and STEP. There are multiple other frameworks for process improvement within the testing. Like CMMI is for software process improvement, there are frameworks that let you help in terms of developing good processes in the testing side. So the most popular ones are these 4 of them, and there are multiple other frameworks. Some of them are not, so it's proprietary to companies, so not so openly used. Some of them, like TMMI, is much more widely used. TMMI, just to get into a bit more detail, TMMI has got 5 levels, very similar to the CMMI. I'm sure many of you would be CMMI here, or CMMI level 5. Any? Yeah, CMMI. So it goes along with the CMMI because it enables process and improvement related. So there are 5 levels, and level 5 being the highest one. The key benefit is you are streamlining the whole process improvement in terms of the testing function, right from quality control, defect prevention methods, to how test data is managed, how do you create test plan, test cases, all that. So this framework is fairly coming, and I presume there are a few Indian companies that are also certified for TMMI. The sector-wise adoption, it's early stages, about close to 12 companies that are certified for TMMI. And most of them tend to be in the IT services side, and most of them are at level 3. The level 3 is where you typically start with, and then you move on to level 4 and 5. So I'm aware of some of the Indian companies, and even quite a few international companies now looking at TMMI as a framework. Coming to certifications, I think we did ask this question in the survey as well. There are multiple certifications that are available from manual and automation. And this is, I think the industry tends to acknowledge certification, and while recruitment time or for performance evaluation, not so much of performance evaluation, but at the recruitment time, typically a lot of people do look at these certifications. So there are manual certification and automation provided by a lot of ISTQB, QAI provides some of this. And I think Rex had a more up-to-date one, where it's close to more than 300,000 people now certified for in the ISTQB area, so which tends to be the most popular within the testing certification side. So that's about the testing certifications. Coming to a few aspects of the future state. One is testing budgets. I think the good news is testing budgets are only going to increase. Okay, so the CAGR is 15%. That itself is good. CAGR from an IT term is about 4% globally. From an Indian IT industry perspective, we are growing at around 13-14%. It's not. We used to grow at around 30-40%. Those days are gone. We are growing at 10 and 11. But testing from a survey that was done, we are going to see significant. So by 2015, the budgets are almost like 45% of people say that it would be significant budget. Yeah. Then the other part is test center of excellence. If you look at this data, I think this is talked about a lot, but more and more companies are going to create test center of excellence. When you say test center of excellence, it's going to be for a client. Within IT service provider, you might already have a test center of excellence which provides these services, but within within companies, we are finding more and more. So 34%, I think no plans in place, but if you look at around close to 60, some plans of developing it in the next 2 years to in a shorter time frame. So that's also something that you would want to involve. So when you call of a test center of excellence, it would be one offering multiple usability, performance testing in a centralized mode, and sometimes the pricing model can be on usage basis. The cloud can also come up, actually. Now, trends in the IT sector, just to focus on, I think there are four things that's happening in the IT side. One is mobility, which we all aware of. Right now in the room also, we can sit in this room and work with our colleagues. So that is allowed. The second, I'm sure all of us are in this, social media. We all have Facebook accounts for sure. I'm not sure how many have Twitter. Anybody has Twitter accounts here? Oh, okay, not bad actually. I think Twitter account also a fair amount of, not so much in India right now, but I think Twitter followers are there. Some of you are tweeting, it's great. So social media is the second phenomena that is prevalent now. It is almost there. The third is big data. Okay, big data is another one which I think Rex also alluded to. I will give one example of that. And the fourth is cloud computing. These are now come out of the hype state. So when new things happen, there is a lot of noise about it. But I think all the four have come out of the noise state and now they're to be for people to use it. So mobility, we are all knowing. It's not just the, initially people thought that only the telco means mobility, but it means something for the retail industry, something for the finance industry, because you are mobile always and you want to be connected. Social media, we are all in it. Big data, I think it's going to play a major role in terms of analysis and how we service our clients, and cloud computing, how it's all given in an integrated way. So in the mobile testing area, I think the surveys shows that people have not caught up to the extent that is required. In terms of the investments required, multiple operating system, the ability to do it, and sometimes the cycle time to release this product. But some of the areas that are tested is efficiency, functionality, portability across multiple user interface, compatibility, and certification. So there are multiple areas that needs to be tested in a mobile space, and sometimes you'll have to procure licenses. People who are into mobile testing, you will have to procure licenses for with the government and other things. So that's about mobile one. In the cloud computing, I think there are both opportunities for testing in cloud. I think from a functionality, it is not going to be very different. But what is the availability of the application in terms of performance of the application, those things would be critical. Compatibility, browser performance. But the second aspect of it is, can you offer your testing services on the cloud? So this lot more thought is coming in actually. Can I offer my tool or automation or performance testing on the cloud? And I think some of the vendors here, they're offering it already. The model for cloud from some of the tool vendors are not so evolved because they were all in the traditional side and they've taken time to move to the cloud. But today, if you look at, many of them are offering it. But I find many of the IT services companies have taken it too. So what they have done is they have tied up with software product companies and offering this as a software as a testing as a service to clients. This is a trend that we are seeing. In big data, I think a lot of talk about it. Big data, just to give an example that is most commonly used, I think in a retail industry, for example, in a retail company in one of the Western European countries, so they did analysis of all their users, and they found that the idea of spending an evening on Friday evening typically for a youngster these days is he gets a video, he gets a beer because it's Friday evening. Everybody needs a beer on Friday evening. Then he gets an Indian takeaway because Indian takeaway is very popular in UK, so that he needs, and maybe a few packets of chips. So that's typically what is buying pattern. So you can, using big data, you can analyze the trend of people, that this is the buying pattern of an age group who are spending a Friday evening. So when they go to a retail, so what this retail company did was, so the moment you pick up a video and when you pick up an Indian takeaway and you're at the till, automatically an SMS comes to your mobile that you can get the beer free or discounted at 10%. So that's the kind of usage that people are putting in terms of big data. So they are analyzing data across multiple platforms and the way you operate. And so this is just an example. So today we are all going to Facebook posts, we visit websites. All the data is going in somewhere. Google possibly, I think he alluded to the fact that somebody opened it up. But Google possibly has the buying pattern of all of us, or our trend. We are doing search in and out. It goes from an IP address. So they know that, what are our buying pattern. And these days, if you go to some websites, automatically the right side is aligned to what you have been searching. Okay. So if you are searching on dating sites do come. Okay. So that's big data in sense of how things are working. So the testing of it is the application logic of it. It's still to evolve in the testing space, what would be the implication of it. But extracts of data, those things would come up. Okay. Now moving on to differentiation in the marketplace. I think this is from NASSCOM. However, there are a lot of IT service companies. I thought it will be good to cover. Yeah, so one is differentiation, one is IP creation. I think IT service companies are doing a lot of IP creation. They're creating software they're testing as a service, assessment tools to evaluate test center of excellences. Those things are done. Test labs, I think more and more, these terms are used in and out, but test lab is here to stay, and that is something that you can offer as a service. Global delivery model, I think the language-based testing and offering across multiple countries is another requirement that is coming up. So you might have a center in Mexico to address the Spanish-speaking one, and Portugal or those kind of. So global delivery model in very interconnected ones are coming up. Alliance partnership, it is just not the IT vendors going alone into the marketplace, they are going along with the tool set to offer integrated services to client. That's the other one. And new pricing and delivery model. I think there is a fair amount of evolution that has happened from an FTE base. Initially, everything was done in FTE mode, like you have resources working, but now it is more to manage services, test case based. We have those kind of models are also seen. Now, I think just wanted to kind of relate to what is happening from a manufacturing industry, which is more evolved. So what has happened in the manufacturing side is that inspection was the way in which quality was controlled. So you mass produce, and then what you have people to inspect the product. They will measure the diameter, all that stuff, and then so that was the initial phase of manufacturing. But what happened over time was that the whole process was automated. Okay, so then you don't really require so many people to inspect. So you're only going to physically look at the process angle, and maybe from a sampling, you might take few component out and test it. But it is not to the same level of thing that we do. So if you draw a parlance to the software industry, would this happen? Is it possible? Yeah. I think it is not going to happen at least for 10 to 15 years. But time possibly, just as a thought, that you have requirements spec coming in and an automated software coming out. So you may not need to test it to that level. Then the ability, the thing will change towards automating those areas and controlling it. So just a thought in terms of where maybe 15 years down the line we need to look at. But as of today, software is created by human beings, all of us, and we will make mistakes. And that mistakes, I think, would all have to be tested out. So it would have to be remain. So as long as human beings does it, there will be mistakes. And we need people in an organized way, in a methodical way to find this one. So that's it. In terms of summary, just to summarize, I think still it's a huge market, 120 billion USD. We are just scratching the surface because most of it is served out of outsourcing deals integrated in an IT world. We are moving towards vertical. Some of the trends are vertical based competency, test process, mobile, cloud, and all that. And we are seeing significant investment from both consulting and major IT companies. And some of the trends like mobility, cloud computing are areas that you need to watch out for. Big data, social media not as much because, I don't know, the testing input. But definitely mobility, cloud computing, and big data. So those things you need to be aware of, and this one. So with that, I have my colleague Rajesh here who helped me put together this presentation. He leads the testing function within KPMG. So any questions? So the easy ones I'll take, the tough ones he can take. Yeah.